Hi everybody. Alrighty, so yeah, so happy happy day. I hope everybody's having or had a good one. Alrighty, so I'm currently waiting for my video to upload on to where I'm at here, and I actually lowered it to where you would not hear my video. So I finished chapters 5 through 10 of the second Dungeon Crawling Carl book, Carl's Doomsday Scenario. And after I do this video, I'm going to watch the first episode of the attention. It's a Dungeon Crawling Carl um, channel where you have three people that are talking about like whatever chapters they were assigned to reading or listening. They listen to the audiobook. They don't actually read the book. Though I'm pretty sure they do have the books in their libraries. So, I was off today, so I decided to go ahead and do this. So, um, so in the previous video, I was talking about Carl and Donut choosing their class and race, or race and class, and about them, having to go to this smaller town to get cheaper supplies and everything, um, and so we have this quest to find out the secrets of this circus, which I will say anyone knows that there's a very good chance you can't avoid actually doing a quest. You have, in a lot of games, you've got to do the quest in order to be able to advance. So in this one, when 5 through 10, Carl and Donut and their new little pet, they're trying to get back to the safe house so they can, or safe room, so they can talk to Mordecai. Mordecai is absolutely pissed off with them. He does not seem to understand that he was out of it when they were trying to get his advice on should we take this quest. And they encounter an elite woman who is a half naiad, half high elf. So she's kind of like and she's the daughter of this former king. And so she's royalty. And so she was hoping that Carl would die so that she could get his blood and she could bring her minions forth so that she could try to defeat this ringmaster. Thankfully for us dungeon fans, Carl didn't die. And so finally, he agrees to help her out in it. There's only one small problem. We later on find out what the problem is. And that is that there's much more to this circus and to why it's still standing than just some kind of immortality or whatever. You have this plant that is the center of all of the stuff that is going on in these ruins. And so you have this bear called Rebecca, and she's got these worms for claws, and she has these roller skates, which makes her a really, really strange monster. And she's just a sad, sad creature. And so she's old, she's been around for 200 years, and Carl has to fight her. And when he finally, he has a scratch-off ticket. And basically, he scratches it off, and it has this goo, this custard. So it is thrown into at her, and it negates the effects of what's going on, and so she turns back to herself. But she is so old. She is, she's way beyond how long a bear can actually live, and Carl has no choice but to put her out of her misery, which is so sad. It really is. The pain in her face, just basically just let it end. Like, please end it. I'm so tired. And she's tired, and she just wants to rest. And he does it. And I was like, oh my God, Carl, come on, bear. Oh God, I was like, oh no. Like, oh no. And he kind of enters, he kind of feels bad for Rebecca because she was forced to live past her time. And then, of course, we find out that there is a barrier around the circus, and she cannot go past that barrier. She has to stay there, and so does her minions. And when we get into where the ringmaster is, he is a city boss. He is a level 85. He is the center of everything. And he's the one that brings his family back every day. Every day. So even though he's doing this out of some kind of twisted version of love and family, he's torturing them every time that he brings them back. And I kind of imagine how they're going to feel when they no longer are invaded or no longer controlled by these spores. And if anything about what happened with Rebecca the bear, you can tell that they're going to be very, very happy to finally be free of what they have been forced to do for 200 years. You just imagine being forced to kill and eat people for 200 years. That has got to be torture beyond anything. And right now they're blissfully happy and unaware. And so Mordecai basically says the plant monster is the easiest to kill, but you have to poison it. And so he intentionally poisons himself, and he slices his hand open, and he feeds this vine his poisoned blood. And so we're going to see what happens. I am really invested in, does Carl manage to get these poor souls to, like, give them the rest that they really, really need? Because they had one time made people happy, and now all they do is make people terrified. So we're going to see what happens. I don't have to work tomorrow either, so I'm going to continue with this book and listen to the audiobook. I fell asleep, but I remembered enough of the 6 chapters to be able to talk about it. I will also add in it, so Donut is safe somewhere else, and just Carl. Another thing that happens that made me go, oh my God, I feel so bad for poor Carl. He is invaded by a smell that he hasn't smelled since he was 4 years old. And that is when his mother ran away from her abusive husband, took Carl with her, and took him to the circus. And the smell that is associated with that memory was taken from him by the place he's in. And just, he constantly says over and over again, you will not break me, you will not break me. I think that it is designed to try to break Carl by turning happy memories into something horrible and nasty and disgusting. They want to see how far they can push Carl. That is my theory, at least. The idea of a happy memory being stolen, a memory that's connected to someone that you cared for, that you loved, that was suffering. I'm like, oh my God. I just like, oh. This is why I tell people that this is a entirely different experience. You know, like normally I would just read the ebook and I would not listen to the audiobook. This one to get a total sensory immersion, for you to really understand the essence of this series, you have to read it and you have to listen to it. And when you listen to it and you read it, because I'm thinking about listening to it while I read it, because I know some people do that, and that way I'm not undoing and moving on. But we're going to see what happens in chapter 11. Hopefully it worked, and so we're going to see like what basically happens. But also the depiction of the circus tent, you can tell that it's been around for an extremely long time. All the paint is faded, and the people there don't even know it. They have no idea how much time has actually gone by. So that is a sad thing. Anyways, that's it. I am going to end it here, and I'll be back probably later on tonight, because I'm going to be reading while I listen.